Wat Suwan Dararam is located in the southern wall of Ayutthaya on the edge of Pompet or Ratanachai sub-districts, Phra Nakhon Si Ayutthaya district. The father of King Rama I built Wat Tong near the former homestead areas. Later, in 1767, the Burmese troops attacked Ayutthaya. Wat Tong was destroyed by the Burmese. It became an abandoned temple for 18 years. As of 1782, when King Rama I was crowned and built Bangkok as the capital. Later in 1785 the king graciously pleased to restore Wat Tong that has been abandoned since the whole monastery was broken up. In this restoration and construction, the Department of the Royal Palace, Bowan Maha Surasingha Nath, one of the king's sons, has joined the temple reconstruction and construction. When the restoration was completed, His Highness newly named the temple, Wat Suwan Dararam. This newly built temple, what is strikingly beautiful is the roof of the U-Bo Sat is decorated with bouquets of the sky, rooster leaves, and swan tails. The gable is made of teak wood. The detailed decorations are exquisitely carved. Kanak patterns are formed of Vishnu on Garuda, gilded and decorated with glass throughout. Delicate patterns are very beautiful. The shape of the chapel outside looks like a bark, which is considered the art of the late Ayutthaya period. When King Rama I passed away, the subsequent reign of the Chakri dynasty renovated this temple and subsequently built a sanctuary, a pagoda, a wall of glass, and other monuments within this monastery. It can be considered that Wat Suwan Dararam is truly a monastery of the Chakri dynasty and is a very beautiful and majestic temple. Inside the U-Bo Sat, the main building church. On the ceiling, it is decorated with flower-shaped carved wood and gilded lines throughout the north and south walls, alternating with gold patterns beautifully representing the image of Tep Chumnam, a big group of angels, similarly the image of Tep Chumnam on the wall of the Phut Hazoan throne hall. The lower part of the Ubasat is an allegory of Thotsachat, 10 Fables of the Buddha, which has a painting about some well-known fables such as Suwana Sam, Vesantara, Kanchicha, Dan Kan, and Kanmatsi. The east wall is painted with a picture of Mara Wichai, evils, and Mother Earth squeezing her hair. On the west side, it is depicted as hell and heaven. All the paintings are cut-line drawings like the Thai art of the Ayutthaya period. There is always shade like a natural picture. In these paintings, King Rama I gathered artists in the Ayutthaya period who went to paint in the Ubasat of Wat Phra Si Ratana Satsadaram in the Rat Tana Kazan period to write them. There is also a very beautiful new era painting, divided into two parts. The upper picture on the north and south is the image of Tep Chumnam. The lower part on the wall between the doors is a picture of the royal chronicles of King Naresuan the Great. On the upper east side is the image of Tep Chumnam. The lower side, it is the image of the 4 Taolok Band, the 4 guardians of the world with their retinues coming to see the Lord Buddha. The inside of the window shutters is painted with images of angels, some devils, and swords, alternating to the east door in a majestic crescent shape, and very formidable. The mural painting in this temple, the original one, were written during the reign of King Rama IV. When the original images were faded, King Rama VII had Maha Sawetri Phraya Anusasan Jitrakorn repaint all the murals. All the colors have been more beautiful and looked very lively until these days. The beautiful paintings on the walls of the temple are depictions of the royal history and events of King Naresuan's war in several episodes. Each chapter is a painting that expresses his royal duties which he led the brave soldiers to fight and repel the enemy for the independence of the Thai nation. King Naresuan competes in cockfighting with Mang Sam Kiat from Maha Uparacha or the Burmese king's son. King Naresuan brought the cock to fight with the cock of Mang Sam Kiat, and King Naresuan's gamecock won. Mang Sam hated King Naresuan and ironically says, "This captive cock is really good." King Naresuan immediately replies, "This cock isn't just for a gamble and a bet. Even if it can fight for its dependence if it is possible." Since then, the Burmese have been afraid of King Naresuan, since this young brave king would be very important to the Thai nation in the future. Picture of King Naresuan declaring independence at Klang in 1584. As of 1583, King Hungsawadi Nanthaburing, the Burmese king, led an army to attack Angwa and enlisted the Thai army as well. Somdej from Maha Thamaraja ordered King Naresuan to control the army to help, but the army was not delivered on time. This caused King Nanthaburing to become worried, therefore the king commanded Brahmaha to find a way to get rid of King Naresuan. When King Naresuan arrived at Klang, he knew that he was going to be betrayed by the Burmese kings. King Naresuan suddenly proclaimed the independence of the Thai nation at that time by pouring water over the land and refusing to depend on the Burmese colony from that time. Picture of King Naresuan performing Yuthahathi, or fighting on the elephant backs, with Brahmaha. This picture is an important moment. It is a large picture above the east door of the temple. This is when King Naresuan fought Yuthahathi with Brahmaha. In 1592, the two army commanders fought one-on-one on the back of an elephant in Nong Serai subdistrict. Among the soldiers of both sides, King Naresuan had the opportunity to use his weapon to cut completely through Brahmaha's body, died on the elephant's neck. King Naresuan's victory in this war Yuthahathi is regarded as his highest honor. He was regarded as a heroic king, making other countries dreaded his power and prestige, and this victory caused no other enemies to invade Ayutthaya for 175 years. The Thai people together give and praise his name, King Naresuan the Great. King Naresuan graciously pleased to build a stupa of Ver.Eng Kon Geo Sain Fan Fei, the halberd used in the war, along with Ver.Eng, the soldier hat. These are considered sacred items of Thai kings until the present.